day.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast. This early morning, I am feeling a little wonky this morning. So there may come a time where I have to step away, and that's okay because rest is essential. All right, today is Fuel Day, and today's topic is pretty cool. Fuel is the third part of our 5-prong healing system. So on Wednesdays, we cover everything from everything from nutrition to healthy content that we consume. Like whatever we're consuming is covered on Fuel Day, and today is no different. Today's topic is healthy on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're talking about buying in bulk and thriving with community on a budget. Okay. So, yeah.
It's really, really important to know that there are other options than just the grocery store. When we get so locked into a routine, okay, it's time to get food. That means I have to go to this, set of one or two stores, and that's it. We lose sight of, and those stores happen to be like huge corporations and whatnot. We lose sight of the fact that little small businesses and community initiatives provide solutions for us to not have to deal with the sometimes the costs and also sometimes the little annoyances that come with only dealing with huge corporations for our food and for our health in general, for our health, for our practices that impact our health. So today we want to talk a little bit about tapping into those small businesses and local community initiatives and, just provide you with some alternative fuel options for your nutrition.
Yeah. But before we get into that, be sure to comment below something, share this with a friend. It really helps out with the algorithm so that more people can see the content and get some gems from it. This is our daughter, Omi. Good day, love.
Hey, Tiff.
If you're watching, if you dig the podcast so far,
like, subscribe, follow, comment, share this out,
yeah,
and notify yourself for next time we go live so that you don't miss an episode of the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to buy in bulk? Well, in short, it means to go to the bulk section of whatever store or large store or small store you're in. Go to the section where you get to decide on the quantity of how much of a thing that you're getting and get a larger amount than what usually comes in the small container of said thing. So
I'm gonna make my exit. You feel like you can hold it down for Fuel to do?
Yeah, I mean, not as good as you, but yeah. Or I can take on.
Okay. Word. That might be
okay. I'm going to make my exit because Coach Tensi is more of an expert on this topic than I am.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get to the other side real quick because,
Almost ready to go. But yeah, so when it comes to buying in bulk, like, here we go. You ready? You ready, Omi? I'm trying to do the switch of phone.
It's fine.
Here. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. Okay. Good day. Okay. Here we go. It's fun. And please forgive me. I am having a moment today in terms of allergies. Okay. Babe, can you close this door, please? This is real life as well. Real life that we're dealing with. And he does not hear me. Okay, we'll just rock with it. So, some quick tips that we can lean into when it comes to this whole thing of, I got this question 2 days ago. I posted something on Instagram and Facebook, and it was me making this plant-based bowl. No, it was a wrap. It was a wrap, and it was delicious. And people were like, "Oh my gosh, it looks so good! It looks delicious! Oh, that's awesome!" And then one person was also saying that, and I just wish that it wasn't so expensive to eat plant-based. Basically, otherwise they would be doing it. And that just hurt my heart a little bit because I started eating plant based, and I ate plant based through when I was the most um, broke that I have been in terms of money. I continued to eat plant based when I had money to spend, and I continued to eat plant based through all of the seasons of highs and lows in financial situations, whether I have access to a farmer's market or not. Um, and there are things that we can utilize to help us. And it's really about, you have to shift a mindset around eating on a budget and eating plant based, because you don't have to be 100% plant based to be healthy. But if you are struggling with any sort of autoimmune condition, whether that's um, diabetes or obesity, etc., it might be to your benefit to go plant based throughout your healing journey to accelerate the healing. And I saw this real time with my mom. I saw this real time with, she was diagnosed with cancer back in 2016. And she went on this journey, and she was already vegetarian, but we were junk food vegetarians. And my family's foodies all day. I'm a foodie. And so, how to eat healthy and still keep the taste was a challenge. And it's something that you have to see it as an investment. And for me, there was even a time in life where I was really looking at my budget, and I was really looking at my finances, and I was like, am I even using this, some of these things? And for all the things I wasn't using, I was like, I could really just be investing in other ways in my health instead of um, continuing to buy or on automatically on subscription some of the things that I wasn't even using. So we can look at it like that and just shift some of the money around. But before you even have to shift any money around, honestly, some of the easiest ways are, if you have a community garden in your area, to do a quick little Google search to see, like, okay, how do I become involved? What is the nearest farmers market to me? Even in Austin, there's a organization called Sustainable Food Center, and they give 50% off vouchers if you are one that has um, that receives government assistance in the form of SNAP benefits or any sort of things like food stamps. That's not my experience. However, for those, there are 50% off vouchers, and that applies to produce. So that is definitely plant-based. Okay. What does plant-based mean exactly? Because there's this big confusion around what is healthy. Is that always plant-based? What is plant-based? So the long and short is, plant-based means you're eating mostly plants. So that's produce, that's seeds, that's nuts, that's beans, that's those healthy grains, like the ancient grains, or even quinoa is a healthy grain. And you're not eating the processed foods, or at least not much of them if you do partake every now and then. It's plant based. Now, in marketing, when you go into the grocery store, they will trick you. Okay, that's just what it is. We got to know the game. We need to stay cute to the signs. Okay, so on the nutrition label, it will say, well, on the front of the packaging, it'll say plant based, and they'll highlight all of the things, all the ingredients that they put into it. But you have to look at the ingredients list to see, okay, what are the first 5 ingredients? If there's more than 5 ingredients, what are they? If it's anything that sounds kind of like a chemical, yada yada acid, whether it's citric acid or nothing or anything else, which sounds like flavor, like vanilla flavor versus vanilla extract, things like that. If it is something that says yeast extract or even nutritional yeast, these are names that disguise neurotoxins. Okay, it excites your cells. It's specifically called an excitotoxin. They'll excite your cells so much that they're like, oh my gosh, this tastes so good, to the point that they die. This is real, y'all. So this leads to so many conditions that people are experiencing now that they never did back when our grandparents were kids. Okay, because they just came up with these in recent decades. So these have been added into our food supply, and they are allowed to do that by the agencies that regulate them. So really looking at the ingredient label, if it's more than 5 things on the ingredient label, then you have to really look at, is the first ingredient sugar, and all the things that we've talked about throughout this entire podcast. So go back and check out the other videos on that. But specific to keeping it affordable, right? Some tips that we have, other than, say, a voucher or a coupon or cutting costs or anything like that. You don't have to do anything like that. The bulk section will be a life-saving tool. Buying things in bulk, even if you can find it on Amazon, getting your staples, like the non-perishable things, in bulk is going to be crucial. And I'm not talking about bulk cans, because those even add up. But if that's all that you can do, then that's all that you can have access to, then it's better than nothing. Go with the chickpeas. In that case, see if you can find a can that is BPA free. So you have to really look at the label. And if it says BPA free, cool. And it would be BPA free lining. BPA is a chemical that they added in. It's also an obesogen, which is kind of like, it takes every cell, and it will change it from what it was supposed to be, whether it was supposed to be a muscle cell or something to build up your organs so they'll be healthier, or a blood cell that you needed in order to not be anemic or whatever the chronic condition is. And it'll turn it into a fat cell instead. And that goes around your liver, leading to fatty liver disease. It goes into your muscles, and it goes around your other internal organs. That's the most dangerous kind. And then after all that happens, then you start to see it around your midline, because your body's still like, oh my gosh, we have to save you from these toxins that are in the foods. So these are invisible toxins, right? So some other ways that we can really begin to save on our food is to begin to build a relationship with your local farmers, your local gardens, is to plant your own food. Even if it's in a little pot that you got from the dollar store and some soil that you got from your local store, okay? And just to have a few things that you eat on a regular that you don't have to spend money for is phenomenal. So building a barter relationship with a farmer is an option. You can, help them out on the farm for a day, and they give you groceries in the form of produce. It's going to take more time for you to prepare it. It's going to take an investment in spending the time to, if it's a dried grain that you got in bulk, to soak it. But it's often cheaper to be plant based than to eat meat, or than to have and live in this society where we're eating the standard American diet that is leading to all these diseases because of all the additives that have been invisibly added into our foods. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. And I want to hear your stories because this is an important topic, and there's all these thoughts that go through our minds of, oh my gosh, if I have $20 for groceries, what am I going to do? Okay, or if you have $200 for groceries, what are you going to do for the entire month? Because inflation is real, and you can rack up a $200 bill at the grocery store with few items. The thing is, if you're really on a budget and you're looking to eat plant-based, you must focus on the produce and the bulk grains. That will keep you. Your quinoa, your chickpeas, your lentils as your bulk grains. Okay? Maybe even black beans, especially if you're in a hormone feasting day. Your sweet potatoes, your healthy carbs, your leafy greens, your berries, your citrus fruits like limes, lemons, grapefruits. These are the basics that you always have on hand for things that are perishable. You would get them every week, especially things that they go bad quick. Okay, like leafy greens, berries, fruits. But you can get those from a community garden. If you have a garden in front, excuse me, pardon me, y'all. I told you allergies are real today. We went on a nature walk yesterday, and it was phenomenal. And then I came home sneezing, and I was like, okay, building up the immune system again. Let's do it. That's what it's about. It's about getting in and trying something new. This year there's probably hasn't been a year as favorable in the past 10 years to collaborating and bartering, and beyond bartering, just really building relationships with people and starting to build the connections across the board. So this benefits us when it comes to having a localized food supply, so that no matter what happens globally, no matter what happens in our nation, no matter if there's another shutdown or whatnot could happen, you are prepared because you have a source of food that you can access. You have people that are close to you that you can access, and they will help with this whole challenge of buying things on a budget. But just keep in mind that for some things, maybe you're not the cook. Cool, you don't have to be a cook. You can get some things pre-prepared. But other things, it's the easiest thing to build a little power bowl, to have smoothies, to partake in the staples of a plant-based meal. Like, for example, the wrap that I made the other day and posted here on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. That was an example of how you can eat plant-based on a budget. So remember, you just got to think through, what do I already have? What do I already have that's healthy? So these are the good fats like avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, even sesame seed oil. As close as you can to raw that you can get, or cold press that you can get. So that would be your extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, not the refined oils, okay? You got to remove things like the canola oil, the table salt, the anything that's not sea salt that has those trace minerals, like Himalayan sea salt, Celtic salt, or that real salt. Yeah. So this is how some different strategies. Let me know what kind of works for you, what things you've tried, but different things that you can do. Excuse me. Pardon me, y'all. Allergies. We get it back. Different things that you can do on a plant-based diet to stay within your budget. So take good care and enjoy your day. And I'm gonna go get myself together. Take my probiotic and eat some good old watermelon to hydrate, and drink some water. So take good care, and we'll see you next time for tomorrow's episode for Move Day, where we'll get into different ways to move your body to take action in the direction of your goals. And I see Omi and Coach Soul right here. I'll go ahead with them, and I'll see y'all later. See you next time.
Stretch those bills.
Yes, stretch those bills, y'all. We got this. All right. Peace. Take care, you two. Bye-bye.